I apologize. I'm a little late. Had to take care of my appropriate duties so that anybody on YouTube can understand as the Brewers play tonight whether the dome is open or closed. That's all you have to do. Tell the world. 5 o'clock, YouTube, ESPN Home or ESPN Milwaukee. You will find out if the dome is open or closed. Joining us now is 7:55, Jerry Augustine. I apologize. We should really do the intro because the first thing I should say is the one fact everyone must have. The Miz is not pitching tonight. It's the most important thing you need to know about the Brewers. And if you're curious, the Miz will be pitching next on Monday against the Cardinals. I'm a little upset. 7:55, Jerry Augustine will explain this to me, why he would not pitch against the Dodgers. Now, I think he has enough days of rest, but they're using a 5-man, whatever it is. But come on. The Miz should be pitching against the Dodgers, but he's not. He's pitching on Monday. But the key really isn't when he pitches next. The key is that you know that the Miz is not pitching. And, oh, yes, the Brewers are playing the Dodgers. Joining us now is Jerry Augustine, or 7:55, formerly known as Jerry Augustine. 7:55 because he was the winning pitcher when Hank Aaron hit his final home run, number 755. 7:55, good evening.
Great to be with you, Homer. The Brewers are playing great. This young pitching staff is just out of sight the way they're throwing.
Excuse me, sir. You may be 7:55. No. You are 7:55, but you start with the Miz. You don't start with the Brewers. You start with the Miz. Okay. Any Miz update that you would like to give? I feel like I need to talk each week because I'm obsessed with the Miz and how fast, but you give the appropriate additional or more important information about how he's progressing as a pitcher. His last outing in 6 innings, he gave up 3 hits. Take it away, 7:55, with your Miz update.
He's becoming a pitcher, Homer. I'll tell you, the last game out, you go out. Each and every game he goes out, it's going to be a little bit different, but it's about becoming the best pitcher and doing what you got to do. And last game he went out, he started at 101, and it was right at 100. But the rest of the game he kind of went down a little bit. But he started using his secondary pitches. He's working on what the thing they're calling the cut slider. It's in between a cutter and a slider.
Let me back up here because you have to know this is junior high level. We're not 7:55. All right, secondary pitches means what? You have a primary pitch, or do you have?
Yes, your primary pitch.
Your primary pitch, and his is the fastball at 103. I know they call it a 4-seamer, 2-seamer, X-seamers. I don't care. When it's 103, you know what we call it, 7:55, a fastball. All right, so that's his primary pitch, right?
His primary pitch, and every pitcher
they call it a 4-seamer, right? Is that what they call it?
Yes. Well, he can throw the way he throws it. He can actually throw it above 100, either throwing a 4-seamer or a 2-seamer with some movement on it, and that's just his talent. He's got that much talent.
So that's his primary pitch.
Gives you that. But that's his primary pitch, fastball. But the other night, he kind of going into learning the game of pitching a little bit and using your secondary pitches.
All right, how many secondary pitches do you have? How many did you have?
Well, I had 3. I used a curveball, slider, and I used a little bit of a changeup once in a while, or split finger every once in a while. So when you talk about the Miz, he's more of a guy that he was working on. He had a good curveball. He has a great curveball. He also has a changeup, but he started working on something that's a little bit easier to command and he can throw it with good velocity. It's in between a slider and a cutter, and that's what he's been using. And the other night he was using it to perfection. He really threw it well. He was commanding it for strikes, and the game was really dealt with the way Miz pitched was being able to command the strike zone when he needed to with his fastball and using those secondary pitches very efficiently the other night.
I want to watch a game in which Miz pitches, and I want to be with you, and I want you to predict or suggest what he should throw each pitch. Would they ever put you on the bench and like you would be? Can you have someone tell the pitcher what to throw? They have that thing in their hat now, right? Is that's what the catcher hits something and that gives the information to the pitcher, right?
Yeah, it's mainly Contreras,
Right, but
Sanchez,
could somebody from the dugout do it, or does someone from the dugout could tell the catcher, and then the catcher would do the thing to the pitcher?
Well, there are a
right?
lot of times that they used to do, and they still do it in college level. You'll see they do it almost all the time. From the pitching coach will call pitches for the pitcher that goes. Now they wear watches in college, and it tells you what pitch you got to throw.
But you don't do that they don't do that in the pros, or they
Well,
do?
they don't. They pretty much leave it to the catcher. With Contreras as good as he is, and Sanchez also calls a really good game. They leave it that way. We used to at times, every once in a while, when the pitcher was going through something they were learning, you'd be in a game and a pitching coach would want a certain pitch. He'd relay a pitch that he wanted to the catcher, and that happened several times when I was pitching. I was maybe working on a breaking ball or a sinking fastball on the outside part of the plate or whatever it was, and he'd want to see what it would do to a certain hitter. So he'd relay that into the catcher, and the catcher would call it. Nowadays, that's all done electronically.
So can I go to Murph and say, Murph, I want you to hire 755, and I want him to call the pitches for the Miz to throw?
He said, we don't do that on the Brewer team. It's all done because Contreras does such a good job. The scouting, the way they go about it, the way they got things set up, and him and Sanchez do such a great job that, he would just say, I don't think we'd like to do that. Although you could probably sit behind and you could go right along with them. There's certain times when they'll stay right in pretty much a certain sequence that they've been using in the game, and certain hitters, you can kind of tell after the first time through the batting order, you can kind of sometimes tell with almost every pitcher what kind of sequence they're going to use as the game goes on and how they're going to use it. Oh, not all the time, but every once in a while, because everybody has sequences they want to do to certain hitters, and everybody has a certain style of pitching that they have. Like that's a difference between the Miz and Harrison. They pitch a little bit differently. They throw all very good pitchers, but they throw differently. And the Miz is the kind of guy who can use all quadrants of the strike zone. He uses the east and west, and he goes north and south. But along with that, he's got those great secondary pitches. Like the last time out, I think it was in the fifth inning before he even used a changeup. He threw a changeup, he struck somebody out. So he's got that.
So now his secondary curve
pitches.
changeup. Well, I know Judge was talking about the slider was at 98 miles an hour, and he's like, I've never faced a slider that fast. But
yeah, that's that cut slider that he's been working on. It's a pitch that you can throw real hard and just breaks real sharp, and it's got a little bit of downward movement on it. It's really quick. Sometimes
because it looks like a fastball most of the ways, correct?
Yes, it does.
So there's no way you can hit it. It's impossible.
Well, if it's located properly. But
he's expecting a fastball to just go straight, and then he looks and thinks it's a fastball, but at the last minute it slides and moves down and away. It's not going to be a square hit anymore, or what am I missing?
It's absolutely, that's what he tries to do. And with the Miz, Homer, just to take you through on the educational part of it, he throws what they call a four-seam fastball. His four-seam fastball explodes up. It looks like it rises a little bit. He throws it so hard. That's why he's so successful at the top of the strike zone. He also throws at what they call a
Hold on, let me
fastball.
ask a question. So he gives, I'm hitting, and he's got the, I feel like it's a four-seam fastball. I'm expecting it to rise. So if I feel like it's waist high, I know it's going to rise, or do I not know it's going to rise, or does it rise some of the times? How do I hit his four-seam fastball when I know it's a four-seam fastball coming?
A lot of people don't. That's what's so good about it. The ball just takes off. The four-seam fastball is usually your best velocity pitch. Right. That's where he gets the 102 to 103s, and that's a good velocity pitch. It's a pitch that pitchers will use to locate where they want. If I want to locate the ball on the inside part of the plate or the outside part of the plate, they'll throw that four-seam fastball. If they throw a two-seam fastball, that's a ball to a right-hand hitter, sinks in on a right-hander, away from a left-hander. It moves that way. That's called a two-seam fastball.
Oh, hold on. Like that's a screwball. They can change whatever they name. It goes the opposite direction, right?
It does. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, this two-seam. What am I to teach these people? Two-seam doesn't mean anything. All right? A slider is fast and down and away in the direction that you'd normally expect. A screwball is so weird and hard. I don't know. To me, if you have a screwball and a fastball, you're impossible to hit. The guy sees it coming, and he doesn't know which way it's going to break. That's not fair.
If it's located properly, it's very, very tough. But you know, when you
Right.
Homer, when you throw these pitches and you throw the cut slider, it goes the opposite way.
Yes.
When you throw these pitches, it's all about where your hand formation is,
Right.
how you're releasing the ball.
I know,
where
but
you
it's
get the
hard to
movement.
do. I don't think of many pitchers that used to be able to throw a screwball, or if they do now, it doesn't break that much, right? Old
No,
people would know Warren Spahn probably had the greatest screwball ever, right?
Him and Fernando Valenzuela.
Okay.
Yeah, they both threw it, and it's a great pitch. And you see a lot of guys throwing what they saw. You'll see a ball pitch like a right-hander to a left-hand hitter. The ball
Yes.
fades away from him.
Yes.
That's not a screwball. It's a sinking fastball, two-seam sinking fastball. You get on top, and the ball releases off the middle finger, and it sinks away.
I
from the
apologize
hitter.
to people listening who get upset that I'm interrupting the pitching guy doctor himself at 7:55. But look it. All right, you're a right-handed pitcher, and you're throwing to a right-handed hitter. The hitter's assuming the ball's going to go away from him because you're throwing right-handed. A curveball will go down and away or down. Everything moves away, right? So on a screwball, well, I mean, it stays the same, or it's supposed to go in that direction because it's thrown by the right arm. Now, on the screwball or whatever you call it now, he thinks it's going to go in that direction, and then wait a minute, instead of going away from him, it goes into him.
Absolutely.
He's got no
it's a
chance.
Great pitch.
If you have those two pitches, I don't know how anybody would get a hit.
That's right, and that's why you see some games, Homer, when they'll talk about fastballs. What kind of pitch did he throw today? He threw 70% fastballs.
Yes.
Well, that doesn't mean he threw all four-seam fastballs.
Right.
He might have thrown a two-seamer or a cut fastball or something like that. That's the way it looks because the movement.
All right, can you do me a favor and call it a fastball and a screwball? And the reason why the screwball is such a great word for it is because it's goofy. It's screwy. Okay?
It is.
I'm a left-handed hitter, and I'm facing you. You're tough because you're a lefty, and you're going to throw that ball down and away. Okay? And
Not
then,
all the time.
Well, okay, I mean, some will go straight to that. But anyway, and then you throw the pitch, and I think it's going to go down and away, and it goes down and into me, and I go, I give up.
That's it.
I don't know which way I don't know which way the ball is breaking, and it's not just straight or breaking down and away. It's straight down and away or into me.
That's right, and that's the sinking fastball, and that's what you get a lot of times when you get a left-hand pitcher to a right-hand hitter, or a right-hand pitcher to a left-hand hitter.
It's supposed to be great. That's why I want to be a left-handed hitter because against right-handed pitchers, and all their pitches are going to tend to go in toward me, toward the cross. I mean, that's why you want to face somebody who's the opposite. But then if I see that coming from the right-hander, instead of going into me, it goes away from me, I quit.
You're out.
Yes.
No, but that's the game of baseball.
I know it is.
Everybody goes at it. You know, back a number of years, a lot of right-handers, they said, didn't throw that sinking fastball. But it's become a part of baseball. And most of your pitchers, I would say 90% of your pitchers today all throw
have that.
Kind of
they
ball
have
that
somewhat of a screwball. But I want to tell you, I'll watch. Their screwball doesn't move as much in the opposite direction as some of the other ones. It might move a little, but who has the best? But it's they've changed the pitch. They call it two-seam fastball. I don't give a damn how many seams you have. It's either go in the right direction, as you would expect based on what arm the person's pitching, or it's going weird. I don't know how you can get a ball. Anybody can go out and play catch with their kid. If you're right-hander, your pitch is going to go from right to left.
Right, and you know what?
And if it goes the other direction, you feel like you're going to break your arm or break your wrist or whatever. I don't know how you teach that, but anyway.
Well, the two guys that you can watch in Milwaukee are two guys out of the bullpen. Abner Uribe throws a lot of sinking fastballs. The ball moves away from a left-hander or into a right-hander.
Yes.
Aaron Ashby will throw a fastball that will go into a left-hander away from a right-hander.
Yes.
Those are two guys that we see on more than
Ashby has incredible movement on the ball.
Yes, incredible.
I want to talk to him. Can you
equalizer.
talk? Tiger with 7:55. I apologize if I've interrupted so much, but I really want to get everybody to go. Get rid of this 2- and 4-seam crap. You're throwing a fastball or you're throwing a
sinker,
slider. I know you call it. The key isn't that it drops. The key is that it goes the opposite direction. It's a screwball.
Absolutely.
That's the key, not that it drops. I can get a slider that drops, but that's going the direction I would assume with the arm the person's pitching.
That's right.
And
You're
this
absolutely right. A
screwball
right
is
goes
just
right, a left
nuts.
goes left, and a left
Yes.
goes left.
Like I
But
think
when you
I want to tell Ashby, don't you ever throw a pitch that doesn't move. Everything you have moves. So
it does.
So move it. Just throw your fastball or your screwball.
But
and
now,
maybe you can throw a curveball if you want because it breaks. But I think his pitches move more than anybody else on the staff. Am I right or not?
But Aaron Ashby can also throw, Homer. Aaron Ashby can throw it, and Abner Uribe, because we're talking to guys out of bullpen that you see a lot, along with the Miz and Harrison and some of these other guys. They throw a four-seam fastball that is pretty straight. It's got a little pop to it. That's your best fastball. That's the That's the fastball that you can really locate. It does not have a lot of movement on it, and that's your bread and butter.
That's the
pitch
fastball that
after
everybody's known for 100 years. Back when you were a kid,
That's right.
watching Bonanza.
That's right.
Yes, then it was just a fastball. Some guys, we got to call a four-seam. No, you don't. It's a fastball. Now, here's the question. That is an addition. So we got fastballs, we got curveballs, and we got screwballs. And then because of the direction that it goes, and a slider. Slider's a fastball that breaks at the end and makes it impossible. All right, the other question I had is, and this is maybe Maddox, and I thought Fidrich was the same way. Their basic fastball, forget the seams, basic fastball that has late movement. And I think that's impossible to hit because I'm not sure they know exactly how it's going to move. They just know that it moves later than most fastballs. All right, tell me if I'm wrong on that.
Yep, and 90% of the time, Homer, those are two-seam fastball where you put your fingers on the seams and the ball comes off the middle finger and the ball makes a movement.
Well, I just want to know this. All the time that Maddox, no one ever said how many seams it was. They just said he had a fastball, and it didn't move like a screwball. It would just move, I say, in different directions, but it was never straight. When he wanted to? Really? So he threw some that didn't move at all.
Well, he decided when he wanted whatever pitch you want to throw. You can actually throw fastballs that cut in or cut away, and it's just a matter of how you grip the ball. And your grip on the ball makes you do it. And you go totally on seams, you can throw the ball straight. You can throw on the seams with your middle finger, and you cut the hand down. The ball go into a lefty, into a righty.
Right. Well, no, see, it either goes the correct direction or the screwball direction, the screwy direction.
That's right. You're totally right.
Screwy direction is when you see it, you go, wait a minute, that ball's not supposed to go that way. It's supposed to go the other direction based on if he threw it with his right hand or a left hand. It goes anyway. So do me a favor if you can. Just leave the seams out. We got fastball, curve, changeup, screwball, and a slider. Right? Those are pretty much the pitches. How many seams they use, I don't give a damn.
As long as they throw them.
Well, no. But I think Ashby, to me, has the most movement of anybody on the staff. Am I right or wrong?
Great curveball.
Well, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what he's pitching. I just know every time the ball's thrown, it goes like, man, that went a lot this way or that way. It just breaks a lot. I think when he's on, he seems like almost unhittable. But then he'll throw a pitch. I guess it would have to be a changeup that doesn't move, and they'll hit it. And I go, why would you ever throw that?
Sometimes you try to throw a changeup, and what happens with a changeup? A changeup technically has to be a pitch that's down in the zone, down in knee high, a little bit higher maybe. And every once in a while you get rid of that pitch and you release it wrong, and the ball stays up around belt high. Those are the balls that they'll get hit because they don't have a lot of movement. And
or
right down
or a slider or a screwball that doesn't move. Or moves less than normal.
That's right.
And that's just you're unlucky, or I don't know.
It's not thrown properly. Yes.
All right, now and I apologize for interrupting, but this is. I mean, I'm obsessed with this. I don't want to ever hear about seams. No one cares how many seams on.
Okay, we're gonna define the pitches.
Yeah, based on the movement of the ball.
The ball.
If it's if it's just a fastball, basically it's speed more than anything else.
Absolutely.
If it's a slider, it goes the expected direction, but it's almost about the same speed as a fastball. If it's a screwball, it makes no sense. That's why we call it a screwball. And you watch it and go, how do you make a ball move that direction when you're throwing it there? Ask 755, but that's a screwball. And then you have a changeup, which is much slower.
That's right.
That's it. I never mentioned seam once.
No, it's just how you grip the ball.
But no one cares. 755. I don't care how you how you grip the ball. I care what I see when you throw it.
That's right.
Right. And my memory of you is you had incredible control of getting the ball to go where you wanted it to end up in when the catcher had it. Like you could, whatever the pitch was, you could throw it and you could get him to catch it almost exactly where you wanted it.
That's right.
Your key was getting the ball to cross the plate exactly where you wanted it, understanding the weakness of the hitter. Am I right?
Absolutely. That's
because you really didn't throw that hard. I mean, let's come on.
No, I was a low 90 guy.
But who cares?
But who cares a lot? But then when you throw this off-speed stuff, you throw the sinking, the cutter, and all these pitches, and then you throw the four-seam fastball, it looks like you're throwing in the mid-90s. So that's the difference. And being able to locate it is the big difference in the whole game. And speed has a lot to do with it, but locating is more important.
All right. I claim ball movement late is the most important thing. Not everybody can do it. You say location is.
I say location. Ball movement, everybody's a little bit different. Sometimes the ball come on, but a lot of guys who have the really good pitches, the movement on the ball is usually late homer. No matter whether it's a cutter, slider, whatever it is.
And the batter is confused because it's moving later than most people he faces.
That's right,
which
and that's
makes
why
it
you see
really
so many
hard.
funny swings in the game of baseball.
All right, now we get to the most important stuff, and I apologize, but I'm obsessed with never hearing seam ever again. All right, because it doesn't matter. I don't care. I mean, that's like telling me how you tie your shoes. Okay, we had the two-tie fastball. Well, yeah, I tie my shoes especially tight when I throw the fastball. Who cares? All right, I think the Brewers have a chance to win the World Series if their young pitching does this and they add a little bit. It's now 30-1. I want to put $10 down to win $300. Is it too soon? Because I understand it's a long shot, but if the young pitching is that good, I think they can add a little bit and they can take on anybody.
Well, I think they're trying to do it the best way they can, Homer. You got to remember that this is a long season, and a lot of these pitchers have not had 30 starts in a year. They have not pitched on five straight starts in a row that are 5 days apart. And I think the biggest thing, I agree with you. I think this staff is the best staff in baseball. I don't care who they say. When you take the starting staff the way it is right now with these young guys in this bullpen, as good as it is, and they're getting some good guys back with Jerry Koenig back and Woody back, they're going to get even better. I think the way the organization is going to use this pitching staff is try to keep them healthy as much as they can. That's why you're seeing a Miz get out of the game at 73 pitches the other night. Just give them that extra day, a little bit of rest, and so they can get to when they get to September and October, they're sharp. This pitching staff, it could take them a long way, and they're also very good on defense. And the offense part is going to come. They're going to hit more home runs, but they're manufacturing runs. They're putting the ball in play. They run the bases better than anybody in baseball. They score more two-out runs than anybody in the game of
755, the two-out runs thing's going to even out. You can't do that for a whole season.
Well, they've been doing it so far.
I know,
they did it
but you
last
told
year,
me it's a long season. Were they that good all year last year? Right.
Yeah, they two-out hits. They were pretty good. They got better as the season went along. But I agree with you. If you take this young pitching staff and it stays where it is right now, and they keep learning, keep each time they go out, understanding that it's an education that first year, learning how to.
So you have to give them a lot of rest so that they're strong at the end of the year because there's a limit to how many innings you can pitch them. And if they're in the playoffs, that's going to mean more innings.
Keep them stronger, longer. That's the name of the game.
So I shouldn't be mad that he's not pitching Sunday. I should be happy because the more rest they give him, the better, because that means he can do more innings at the end of the year.
Absolutely. And the Brewers are 10 starters deep. You look at all they got, all the kids they got. They're 10 starters deep, so why not take advantage of it while you can?
And I know this, so I'm not even going to. I'm just saying, when you talk to me, can you leave out the seams? I know when you talk to everybody. No, I know when you talk to everybody else, you will.
Name of pitches. No more seams.
I think the more you can tell people about what used to be a screwball, I think the more, because anytime a fan who doesn't know baseball watches it, it's hard to comprehend how somebody can make the ball move that direction, given the arm they're throwing. All right. Sorry, I interrupt everybody, so don't feel too bad. 7:55. The update on the Miz, always first. What's the most important thing to know about the Brewers tonight? Tell them, hey, what's the most important thing to know about the Brewers tonight?
Jacob Misiorowski is not pitching.
And then we go from there. Thanks, Jerry.
They got Henderson pitching.
Oh, he's good. They got a lot of other guys.
And the Miz is just throwing the ball very well, and the Brewers are playing well. That's keep playing baseball.
That's right. Jerry Augustine. 755, formerly known as Jerry Augustine, because he was the winning pitcher when Hank Aaron hit his final home run of his career, 755. Please, when you see Jerry Augustine, say 755. Thanks.
I love it, Homer. I love it, Homer. That's quite an honor to be the pitcher that pitched when Hank.
And you know what? You know what? 755. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. It'll be that way till the end of time. That's Jerry Augustine, 755. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Eastbound on 94, still dealing with some accidents just east of Barker Road. Cars on either side of the roadway, so watch for delays coming in from Highway F to that point. We've also got delays from, just after Highway 67, all the way to about Kettle Moraine Scenic. So just be careful. Genesee Street, same thing. We've also got a few delays through the Stadium interchange to about 35th Street. On southbound 43, a little heavy from Good Hope Road, heading down towards the Bender Road area. We've also got 41 backing up from Good Hope all the way to Capitol Drive, northbound from North Avenue up to Silver Spring. Buying a home? Apply for a stress-free mortgage from Great Midwest Bank and experience your state of banquility. Visit greatmidwestbank.com, your equal housing lender. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, slight chance for showers, mostly cloudy with a low of 48. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a slight chance for afternoon showers, a high of 61. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Your road to the ESPN Milwaukee Open starts with one lucky phone call. Listen to On the Tee Tuesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee for your chance to qualify. 10 listeners will each receive a randomly assigned golfer in the Memorial Tournament, and the highest finish wins the grand prize twosome.
Thanks to Delzer, a division of Proof, The Bog, Marquette Athletics, Tony Wendorf and Associates, Events by Design, Boucher Automotive, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, Loyal Family Renovations, Gruber Law Offices, and Siding Unlimited.
Surfside Iced Tea and Lemonade Plus Vodka is your go-to drink this golf season. It's light, refreshing, made with real vodka and zero bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. This spring, look out for the brand new half and half variety pack featuring flavors like raspberry iced tea and lemonade and blackberry iced tea and lemonade. No bubbles, no troubles. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
The chips that you like are not on sale this week, so we're gonna have to skip those. Sorry, bud.
Aww. Hi, we're the Woodmans. I'm Clint. I'm Phil. At Woodmans, you don't need a flyer to find hot deals. With our everyday low prices and huge selection, you can find anything you're looking for. And still save big time on your whole grocery bill.
So I can get the groceries I want and save money? Looks like your chips are back on the list. Yes. Thanks, guys.
Hi,
It's Woodmans.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Best time of the year, it's patio season. Hey, it's Alex Strofe, and no better place to soak in patio season than Veer North on Milwaukee's East Side. Veer North brings the energy with a spacious patio, elevated food, and craft cocktails perfect for summer nights. Headed to a game? Start here and hop on the shuttle straight to the ballpark. Same goes for Summerfest and all your favorite festivals, pregame, postgame, or stay for the whole night. Live music, great vibes, and a menu that goes way beyond the basics. Veer North is not your average sports bar. Veer North, Milwaukee's go-to for summer fun.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
My new obsession that there never be any mention of how many seams a pitcher holds. Who cares? I assume I'm going to lose that one, but I don't care. Whenever or wherever you're listening, you know we're live on YouTube as well. You can watch the show, see what's happening in the studio, and comment along with us, and we have the comments that come up. Just search ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and subscribe today. They don't put it in, but they should. And when the Brewers have an evening game, you go to YouTube to find out whether the dome is open or closed, which you can do tonight as well. I don't think I have to explain any more than that, unless you've never listened to the show before. My dome is either open or closed to tell you if the dome is open or closed. 1-800-990-3776, the Carbless Talk and Text line. Liz is more. I want to talk with Tony Smith in a little bit about Wemby. My latest on Wemby, he can score 100 points in a game. No doubt in my mind. If at some point he wants to break Wilt's record, he can, because he can do what Wilt couldn't and didn't have a chance to, because he can make threes. So it'll be a regular season game, and I think he can do it when he wants. The ability to shoot threes and make those shots. How do you stop him? You go out and get him on the three, then he just goes by you and dunk. Tune into the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, HR and benefits consultant. Bucks versus the World, narrated by comedian Charlie Behrens, reveals the untold story of the '87 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to take on the best national team in the world, the Soviet Union. And in the next Rain Man, I will ask you to tell me how many points the U.S. led at some point in that game, and the answer is 48. Before the Dream Team, the long-forgotten tournament in Milwaukee, globalized the game of basketball, opened the doors to international stars coming to the NBA, and they're way better now than they were then, and they were okay then. Find Behind the Bucks on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcast. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher. And yes, the update on the Brewers, the Miz is not pitching, and they do play at home tonight against the team that they'll have to beat to win the World Series. That's our Discount Liquor Twitter poll question as far as the Brewers in the World Series. The Brewers have 30-1 odds to win the World Series at Pato. How much would be smart to bet? 10, 100, or nothing? Unless you're rich, I'd say 10. I mean, 10, they get $300. What? 10. Let's put 10 down. 100, 3,000. I'll admit, I don't know that I have the confidence to bet 100. But those are your choices, and you can bet. My partner at Marquette, Tony Smith. Does he think Wemby can score 100 in a game? And is he unstoppable? Is he a unicorn? And others, like Giannis, any input on what Giannis is going to do? I've had breaking news for some time, and it's not changed. Giannis is either going to leave or he's going to stay. I got it nailed. Tony Smith next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Eastbound on 94, still dealing with some accidents just east of Barker Road. Cars on either side of the roadway, so watch for delays coming in from Highway F to that point. We've also got delays from, just after Highway 67, all the way to about Kettle Moraine Scenic. So just be careful. Genesee Street, same thing. We've also got a few delays through the Stadium interchange to about 35th Street. On southbound 43, a little heavy from Good Hope Road, heading down towards the Bender Road area. We've also got 41 backing up from Good Hope all the way to Capitol Drive, northbound from North Avenue up to Silver Spring. Buying a home? Apply for a stress-free mortgage from Great Midwest Bank and experience your state of tranquility. Visit greatmidwestbank.com, your equal housing lender. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, slight chance for showers, mostly cloudy with a low of 48. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a slight chance for afternoon showers, a high of 61. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Ever notice how wine enthusiasts often speak a completely different language? And while that language may technically be English, To most people, it's anything but. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we stock over 8,000 varieties of wine and speak many dialects of wine English to help everyone, from the wine novice to the master sommelier. So if you need an expert recommendation for wine, or maybe you know what you want and simply need help locating it, our experienced staff has got your back. No matter the budget, occasion, or your level of wine expertise, Discount Liquor will make you feel at home. Discount Liquor, unmatched selection, everyday low prices, a helpful staff, and 2 convenient locations. In Milwaukee on 51st and Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
Discount Liquor.
Get a $1,000 trade-in bonus. Any make, any model, any condition. You'll be surprised at how much you'll get for your trade at the Cunis Trade-Up event, happening now at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis dealerships in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. That's right. Any make, any model, any condition. Get a $1,000 trade-in bonus and take advantage of great new vehicle specials from Chevrolet, GMC, and Buick. Looking for value? Shop over 3,000 pre-owned vehicles group-wide with models for every lifestyle and payments for every budget. Plus, we'll buy your car even if you don't buy one from us. The Cunis Trade-Up event is happening now. Get a $1,000 trade-in bonus. Any make, any model, any condition. For a limited time only. Find your nearest location at shopcunis.com.
When your team needs custom gear, don't wing it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and More is your local partner for high-quality apparel with hands-on design help and services that actually feel, well, helpful. For your business, teams, or events, Big Frog makes it easy. Visit bigfrog.com/Mequon today.
Looking to score big on style for your home without breaking the bank? Then don't miss the IKEA Sidewalk Sale happening May 8th through the 25th at IKEA Oak Creek. We're clearing out closeouts and overstocks and even putting some of your all-time favorite lines, including Billy, Trofast, and others on sale at serious discounts. And the best part, new items are being added throughout the sale. That means every visit is a brand new treasure hunt. You never know what you'll find next. So visit IKEA Oak Creek often and get ready to discover something amazing at the IKEA Sidewalk Sale May 8th through the 25th.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Well, thanks to 755. Joining me now is my partner for Marquette basketball, Tony Smith, though that doesn't do justice to him. I don't know how to introduce him. There's got to be I don't know how many Hall of Fames he's in. Or I have to come up with a better introduction than just my partner on Marquette basketball.
That sounds pretty good.
No, you got better than that. I'm not sure what it is. I might have to put it on how many Hall of Fames you're in. I don't know. I'll figure it out. All right, you ready to go? I want to talk to you about the NBA and the various things. We've discussed it in college basketball. I can solve flopping in this, and it's just you fall down. There's no foul going to be called. Just don't fall down.
You can't do that.
Why not?
That used to be the staple of the charge call. You have to go down to get the charge call.
Well, I know,
now
but
you want to take it away?
Yes, because we have a problem that's bigger than that. Now, you can fall down, all right? But you risk understanding that falling down hurts you more than helps you. So it could still be called, but there has to be a penalty for falling down because, okay, am I right? This is insane.
They already have a flop rule violation.
Right. But that hasn't worked. They haven't called it. People are still doing it. Would you agree the flop rule has had no effect?
That's on the rep.
But I'm changing the rule to make it easier.
I know,
for the refs.
but here's the problem. The problem that's going on is out on the perimeter, guys are flailing backwards like they got punched in the mouth when sometimes they don't even get contact made.
Yes.
I mean that's the flail. The flail one out on the floor is the one.
Okay, I don't know that. Tell me that's a flail. What's a flop then?
Yeah, I mean they're all the same thing. I'm just saying like when they're flailing backwards, it's all in the flop category. But I'm just saying I'm calling it a flail.
I mean, I want to
like
be a
out on the
ref. I never
perimeter.
want to ref because I want to make it clear. True's reffing, you don't want to fall down. I mean, you might get a call, but he emphasizes making a charge call without having the need to have someone fall down. You know what? Lead with the elbow. You lean in too much with the shoulder. Whatever. I'll defer to you on how you want it called. But you go down on the ground. Not a good idea. I haven't sold you on that yet, have I?
No, not on the charge. On the block charge call, I don't know. Out on the perimeter, guys dribbling and pushing off and
okay, I'll go with you on that. Yeah. You can go down on the block charge.
Go down on a block charge. You can't not a perimeter when if a guy like makes a little light contact and you're flying like you got hit by a Mack truck.
But if you know that if you go down, it's not going to be called. That's going to make it so easy for the other person to score because you're down on the ground and they're gone. And all right, I'll add that.
But hold on. If you do that, you got to do it on offense because guys do the same thing. They're dribbling the ball and they get bumped. They're flailing back like they got killed.
Yes. Yep.
You got to do it. All right, both sides.
Yes.
Offense, defense.
And again, when the person goes down and gets no benefit, they're going to stop because now they've lost the ball or it's easy for the person to score. But how are you
going to stop the offense from flopping?
The same way. When they flop, then they don't get any benefit. Nothing's called. So then they just flopped and they're gone. The ball. I mean, there's no benefit if you don't get a call, right? You'll stop flopping. You're going to lose the ball or... Right, you fall down. You miss the shot.
I don't think they call a lot of those. I don't know. I don't see the flopping as being.
All right, so
it's annoying, but whatever.
So you will accept mine to the degree of the block charge. You're still going to have to accept going down, but everything else
you got to go down.
The other stuff, it's going to cost you to go down. Like on a shot, you flail like you were hit. Well, there's no call going to be made. And so now you're on the ground, and unless it went in, they're going down the other way, and there's a loss by having nothing called when you flop or flail or whatever. The block charge. I'll watch it now with the Tony Smith edition. All right,
there you go.
Got it. Wemby. Explain Wemby. I think he's unlike any other player. He's Wilt Chamberlain, but Wilt could never dribble and shoot like that, and a unicorn or. Do you view him as something you've never seen before, or is that going too far?
I mean, the dude he's something you've seen, but I don't think you've seen it at somebody this tall.
Okay, yeah.
7'5". I think Ralph Sampson was in that ballpark.
Oh yes.
He could do a lot of that same stuff.
That's a great comparison.
And then, but I don't know if he had the ball handling skills that Wemby has in the half court, maybe not so much in the full court.
Why wasn't he better than he was in the pros?
He was good. What do you mean?
No,
him in the Twin Towers.
Come on.
Well, he wasn't like Wemby good.
Right. So what's the biggest difference? Because it's a great comparison.
Because the biggest difference is the game was different. Remember, it was an inside game. You had to be if you're a big guy, you needed to post up, or else you weren't seen as that good.
So Wemby wouldn't have been good back then as he is now.
Back then, Wemby wouldn't be seen as good because he's not in the post. Well, but then again, he would have gone in the post if he grew up back then. So things would be different.
No, Ralph Sampson is a great comparison.
Yeah, Ralph was good. He could handle. He was agile. He could shoot it. Yeah.
But I don't know.
But that's not what they wanted out of bigs back then. Go get on the block, back to the basket. Post moves, score. That's what they wanted out of
bigs. He is listed as 7'4".
Yeah, he's huge. Tall, skinny.
He could shoot the three.
He could shoot. Yeah, he could shoot it.
Wow, he's only a 4-time All-Star. That's it. Come on. After 80s, he must have gotten hurt or something. He did nothing.
Yeah, he was hurt. But I mean, he's also playing with the Dream, so. The Dream occupied the block, but he could block shots. Sampson was tough.
Wow, man, I got to rethink because I thought Wemby was that freak, and no, he's the current day Ralph Sampson. I mean, he does things maybe some things a little bit better, but Sampson was like Wemby is in college.
Yeah, got to go. Yeah, there's a lot of people you forget about. But
Well,
again,
no, but I mean, in college, watching him was identical to watching Wemby in the pros now. That's how freakishly good Sampson was.
Yes.
I mean,
Agreed.
I think he was College Player of the Year, maybe all 4 years.
I think he was too.
Yeah,
he was. He was at least 2. Yeah.
7-4. All right, now we get to Giannis, because I will tell you, I've had the breaking news from the beginning. He's either leaving or he's staying. I got that nailed. You can't do better than that.
That's the news?
That's my breaking news, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, that's good.
That is good.
Wow. That's very good.
I would
either leaving or staying. Wow.
I would say he's leaving, because I think this stuff about all the negative stuff about him is to help create the belief that the two sides want to separate.
What negative stuff? Wait,
like that he was late.
You don't think they want to separate?
No,
yeah,
I don't know. First of all right, we'll deal with this. That he was 2.5 hours late and stuff like that. I don't believe that crap.
Yeah, I think Bobby Portis dispelled that rumor already.
Because there's no way anybody's going to put up with that.
Yeah, and Giannis ain't that kind of guy anyway.
Well, even if he was the kind of guy, I don't know. You were in the league, like you're leaving.
No one's that late.
Yes, and they do it once, and everybody else is going to say something, right? I don't care if you're God.
Yeah, but no one's that. Magic was never that late. Magic wasn't even late.
Right, or if there could be a situation where something came up and then they knew he was going to be late and you waited, who knows? A family situation.
It might have been a family. Yeah, it might have been a situation that you're late. You're not just late habitually for no reason. No one does that. Every team that I've been on, the superstars with Barkley or Magic or whoever it was, like they know the general rule was like you just had to be on the bus before the coach was. That's it. Once coach gets on the bus, the doors are closing. We're leaving. Like he's generally the last one on.
And it doesn't matter who you are.
And it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably gonna wait, but the general rule is like. You should be there before.
They're not waiting. They're not waiting an hour.
No,
I'm not sure they're waiting
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Yes.
No, you're not waiting 15 minutes. You're out of there.
And now,
everybody knows the rules.
Talking with Tony Smith, have you come up with an opinion as to what you think is going to happen? Will Giannis play for the Brewers? The Bucks next year or not?
I would like to see him play for the Brewers.
Yes, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I'd like to see him play for the Bucks.
That would be awesome.
In a different...
I would not.
Okay.
I think it's time to move on. I don't think. First of all, the Bucks don't have anything around him. You gotta. That whole thing is gone. It's over. It was over a couple of years ago. You extended it too long. That's why you had the season you had now, and you're in the situation you're in now. Shit, you got to know when to hold him, when to fold him. It was time to fold a couple of years ago. You could have got a lot for Giannis then and start to rebuild then with some young talent, some draft picks to combine. Would have been in a better situation looking up. Now your situation looking down. You had a horrible season for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, the biggest one was that he's hurt.
Well, yeah, but you also got this cloud hanging over you of all the crap that's going on. Like, name some good players.
I still think Turner's good. I think who's the point guard? The young point guard. I think he's pretty good. Rollins,
pretty good. Okay,
I'm not convinced.
That's all you got.
Well,
I'm talking about their roster. Can they compete for anything? No.
Yeah, they can compete for winning a playoff series.
They got to get in the playoffs first. They weren't even close.
They'll make the playoffs this year if he comes back.
Oh, they will?
Yes. He was hurt.
I don't think so.
You can't win with Giannis when he's hurt.
You cannot, but you can't win with the roster that they had either. It just wasn't good enough.
So you move him now.
Are you watching it? Are you watching the playoffs now? You see the caliber of these teams?
Yes, they're really good. They're so
even in the first round.
Yes,
the number 8 seed was no joke.
They have so many young players that I don't even know that well that are good.
Yeah,
the teams are deep. Yeah, all right. So I'll give you that. Deep. Now, my theory, talking with Tony Smith, and he's the voice of Marquette, but he needs a better introduction. I'll work on it. That I want Wemby to do really well because I think teams might be interested in Giannis because he could guard Wemby.
Can he though?
I think you don't think he can? I think he can. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Giannis is Giannis a dig down and guard guy. I don't know.
Oh, he's got a point.
I mean, he's got size and strength. I mean, he could, he's got enough size and enough strength where he could probably bother him on the block. I don't know what he's going to do on the perimeter. Wemby could just rise up and pretty much shoot over anybody.
All right.
I mean, he's huge. But bottom line is, Bucks just need to let Giannis go. I already said it last year. Everybody got mad at me on social media. I go, just you got to break the team up. Let Giannis go. You got to get some, because you don't have enough people around him to actually give him an opportunity.
See, and they
to win
say
a
this
championship.
draft is the deepest it's ever been. I think you want to get as many players in this year's draft. They say the top 30 is as good as it's been in 40
get
years.
Some draft capital. Again, like, what are you trying to do? How quickly are you trying to be a factor in the East?
I'm trying to get the best young players I can, and they're saying that's better in this draft than it's been in 40 years. So I want to get as many of them as I can.
But those are rookies, though. Don't forget.
Yeah, no, I'm going to suffer for the year, but they give me the most potential in a couple of years.
Right. Well, and that's what I'm saying. What are you trying to be? You're trying to be something next year right away. Then you don't want necessarily rookies. You might want one, but you want to trade him and get some established players, some young players who have actually proven something, have been role players, and we've seen a lot of those, like you said, in the playoffs. We've seen a lot of young role players who could potentially move up a tier or two and become even better role players.
And you could do that. You could do that. I'll accept that. You can do that, and then you can still maybe get a couple players from this draft, and they could be number 22 and 25, and they'll be way better than what you would get most years at 2022 or 25,
right.
Given what they're telling me.
And then some of the Miles Turners, the Bobby Portises, then those guys will be even better with a roster like that.
Yes,
those guys towing the big load. It's not going to get it done.
All right, and finally, with Tony Smith, who is going to win the NBA championship?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think OKC repeats.
Wow, still going with OKC. This would be a good time to bet them because they're probably odds aren't
too good, man. They're too good, too deep. They're just
now they've got an injury issue though. I guess we'll have to check that out.
Yeah, they did hit a couple. Yeah, that hurts. I still like them though because they're deep.
Tony Smith says OKC. Thanks for coming on. I'll have.
Hey, you see the defense they're playing? Unbelievable.
Yes.
They're D'ing up like there's no tomorrow.
Kevin O'Neal would be impressed. You should call him and see if he's impressed.
I'm impressed. It's crazy.
It's more important. That's a good point. Thanks, Tony.
That's right. All right, Homer. See you guys.
My partner at Marquette basketball, but he deserves much better in all kinds of Hall of Fames. And the first time I saw him in high school, if there had been a LeBron James, I would have said, that kid is LeBron James. He could do everything just like LeBron could, and I guess still does. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
We know that the people of Wisconsin are hard workers, that they're tough. But even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
The Brewers' annual Pride Night is coming up Friday, June 12th, and everyone's invited to keep the Pride Month party going at the ballpark, featuring special events highlighting Milwaukee's LGBTQ community, like a local makers market, a national anthem performance by pop duo Reina, and more Pride activities all around American Family Field. This year's Brewers Pride Night is a party you don't want to miss. Grab your seats today at brewers.com/community nights.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
If this is going to be the last dance for Aaron Rodgers with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the NFL as a whole, I just don't see a point in the Pittsburgh Steelers going out there and allowing Rodgers to take up all the airspace when it comes to snaps in meaningful games, as opposed to allowing one of those young guys the opportunity to grow and learn and to see whether or not they can be a part of your long-term solution at the position. Because when I look at this Pittsburgh Steelers roster, it's a good team, but I don't expect that they're going to contend for a championship. I don't suspect that that's going to be the case. So if you're not playing championship football, which is the standard in Pittsburgh, then Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy have to be the two individuals that prepare the organization for the future.
Harry Douglas here. Let me ask you something. What if you can enjoy the taste of a cocktail, the warmth of a spirit, and still stay fully in control? That's RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category. RK delivers bold flavor and a real warming sensation with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and 0 calories. Perfect for nights out, social gatherings, or anytime you want the experience of a drink without sacrificing tomorrow. Check it out at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, all the flavor, none of the alcohol.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we help you find value on the things you value. So when it's time to take on a project, we've got you covered with the right supplies at unbeatable prices. Right now, shop outdoor adventure deals like Blaine's Farm and Fleet camp chairs. Buy one, get one 60% off. Save $50 on select Milwaukee outdoor power tools. Plus, Friday through Sunday, all veterans and active military get an extra 10% off their entire purchase. In honor of Memorial Day, Blaine's Farm and Fleet stores will be closed on May 25th.
Hi, I'm David Gruber. When you've been seriously injured, you need the best team of professionals on your side. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices to get the results you deserve. One call, that's all.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I got nothing left other than that. What you need to know most. Above everything else, The Miz is not pitching tonight. Next.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.